Thanks for clicking on my video. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. It all helps to build my channel. Hello, GJ here. Today I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make your own leather quiver or leather belt pouch for carrying things such as your tab or your glove or your harrow puller and that kind of thing. What I've made mine out of is leather. Now this is about 2mm thick, this leather, and you can buy leather. You can buy leather on eBay, you can buy it on Temu, you can buy leather all over the place. You can use other materials other than leather. You can use vinyl, you can use, cloth, moquette type cloth, upholstery type stuff is quite strong and thick. You can scavenge this leather if you don't want to buy it. For instance, leather or vinyl, you can scavenge it. You can scavenge it from places like an old coat. You can cut up an old coat and use that. You can also, what I did once or twice, is when people have had a leather three-piece suite or a leather chair and they wanted it taken to the tip, I've volunteered to take it free of charge. Then what I've done is I've took a Stanley blade and I've literally skinned it like skinning a carcass of an animal, and then I've cut the wood up, and any wood that looks useful I've actually kept, and I use that for making things. And also then obviously I took it to the tip, but also is the fact that if you use old coats or three-piece suite leather and that kind of thing, you get quite big pieces. It's surprising how big it is. But that's what this came from. This came from an old brown leather three-piece suite, and of course it's suede on one side and it's tannalized leather on the other. And now there's two ways of bonding leather that you can get away with. There's probably more if you look hard enough, but obviously there's sewing it, stitching it. Now you can stitch it by hand. You need a good strong needle and some good strong thread, or you can stitch it on a machine. And most of your, for 1 to 2mm thickness, maybe even 3mm, you'll get away with a domestic sewing machine for stitching it together. Now first of all, I'll show you the pouch. This is the pouch that I made to go on my belt, and if you notice, it actually opens up when it's on your waist, around your waist. It actually opens up slightly. Now I designed it in this way for a purpose. And before I go any further, here's the plan. Now, as you can see on the plan, it's just an oblong shape, and there's a shorter piece with the cutouts, and this is folded over, and I didn't do it, the missus did it. My lovely wife stitched it for me. Every time I come to her project, she just puffs and blows, but she does it because she loves me. And she stitched it down the ends. We also stitched the edges, so we turned them over, stitched down there, turned that part over, stitched down there, turned the back over and stitched these parts on both ends, and then we stitched it together. And we also put this little arrowhead emblem on, which is just a cut out of leather. That was just a bit of messing about, really, just to make it personal. But yeah, as you can see, it's all stitched together. The reason why I've done it flat instead of boxing it to make it deeper is for a reason, because my case my bow case, the arrows are in the lid, and when you fold it flat, the actual bow is on the other side. And I've put a piece of leather, leatherette inside it to stop things from falling about when you're using the case, moving it. And I wanted something that lied flat, so it didn't push into the sponge on the arrows and damage the fletches and that sort of thing. So I made it flat like that. So, you know, it just lies flat in the bag. The belt is just a webbing belt, and this is something I got some webbing, and I got one of these. I mean, you can scavenge these from old rucksacks and that kind of thing. If you ever find a rucksack on the floor, or you know you've got an old one, then you can scavenge these things, and you can use them. You can buy this webbing by the meter on Temu, eBay, all over the place. And I made a belt for it. And so that's the pouch. And so you've got the plan there. All you got to do is freeze frame or screen capture the plan, and then you can save it on your computer or your phone. You can redraw it out, redesign it, do what you want with it. You know, it's just a basic guide. But you can make one of these, and you can drop all your gear in it, so you can just put your hand straight in, pull it out, and wallop, away you go. And the next thing that I made with the same leather is this. Now this quiver is full of sawdust. This quiver is something that I made out of a longer piece, obviously, of the same leather, but I actually turned it inside out. So this is the suede part, and the leather, the tannalized, tanned part of the leather is on the inside, and the arrows slide in and slide out nice and smooth. Now, when I made this again was a simple design, and what I've done is I've had the wife stitch this tab, which goes inside, and that's stitched at an angle so that when it hangs on your belt, it hangs at about 45 degrees. And then when you put your arrows inside like that, they just sit nice and easy on your waist. What I've done there is I've put some paracord on, and I put some paracord on there and put this old it's actually a scavenge that it's a duffel coat horn button from an old duffel coat, and I can feed that through that tab on my belt like that, and I feed it through and I pull it through the other side, and it sits like that, and it doesn't go anywhere. You can slide your belt straight through the tab. You can make this longer or shorter, do what you want with it. You know, you can change these designs. And just while I'm at it, here's the plan for the quiver. And so you see, it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's just one shape, one flat shape. Now, my missus stitched down there, but I glued it at the bottom. That's all super glued in. And what I did, I super glued it all the way to there, like that. And I super glued the bottom of it to about there, so that when I punched that hole in it to put my paracord in, it was going to be dead stiff. Now, that's it. It's as simple as that. There's nothing clever about it. It's just a straightforward shaped piece of leather, folded, stitched up the side, but you can super glue it. You can super glue leather. All you've got to do is to remember that when you super glue leather, it goes very hard and very stiff. So if you want to keep the suppleness of anything you're making. Where you would be stitching, that's where you put your super glue. Now the thing is with super glue, cyanoacrylate as it's called, super glue, when you're sticking together leather, don't go too far. Because what you've got to do is you've got to squeeze it. Now you could get a bulldog clip or something like that. A bulldog clip would be ideal in actual fact. I've got one somewhere, but anyway. So you get your bulldog clip, and what you do, say you've got a 4-inch bulldog clip, well, you'd put the glue on to 4 inches, and then you put your bulldog clip on, and you'd count to 10. And by the time you count to 10 seconds, when you take it off, it's stuck and it won't go anywhere. And then what you do is you put a little bit more on and put your bulldog clip on and count to 10 and on, and you just keep going till you get to the end. Now the other way to do it is to think to yourself, well, I can get, you know, my thumb length, so you do it bit by bit and just squeeze it with your hand. But sometimes it gets on your fingers, but don't stick yourself to the job you're doing. But you just work your way along with the super glue, and once you've got your way, and you just make sure you've not missed any, and once you get to the end, it's stuck. Now that tab, as you can see there on that side, is leather. It's just, all that is just a straight 4-inch piece of leather. I think it's 4-inch, and I just folded it and put it in, and then I got the missus to stitch that tab over. You can make it longer, loop it in, and then leave that as a belt loop, and you can feed your belt through that. So yeah, dead easy. I put this lanyard on, this paracord, for a reason, because I wanted to be able to put it on my belt, but also if I wanted to put it on my back, I could then undo this knot and there'd be enough to put it over each shoulder and put it on my back. And then what I could do then is I could have all my arrows in the quiver, and I could put them over my shoulder. And then, of course, you can retrieve your arrows like that from your shoulder. But I like having it on my hip. But yeah, so there you go. Dead easy to make. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's dead easy. Just take your time, and when you're cutting your leather, measure your leather out, and always measure twice and cut once, and then you won't make a mistake. So always measure it and then measure it again. Make sure your measuring is absolutely bob on before you start cutting it. You can cut it with scissors, you can cut it with a Stanley blade, and away you go. So away you go. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for clicking on my video. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. It all helps to build my channel.